I think y'all are underestimating how hard it actually is to post 25 times a day. There's a content creator.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna give it. Let's see. I'm gonna give it like one more minute before I begin, and then I'll get started. Talk about the pre-market prep and what I'm expecting coming into today's session. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. If you find value in this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow for more. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the live chat. By the way, I am doing a drawing where uh, I'm offering between $300 to $1,000 to the winner to help them get started. These are for new people who are learning how to day trade stock options. Okay, so I just created a drawing to offer to the winner $300 to up to $1,000 to get them started, to fund their brokerage account so that they can begin to day trade and grow their money. Okay, so um, yeah, really looking forward to that. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the likes. All right, so let's go ahead and get started at 7:07. All right, it looks like Tesla is up in the pre-market. Uh, well, it was 0.8%, but now it's 0.06%. We closed yesterday at 332 and change. So we did have a little bit of movement yesterday, which was have a couple of buyers or buyers step in even toward the end of the day, and then we have. Keep in mind, I do have to note this periodically throughout my live session that I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I am simply sharing my experience. I am 46 years of age. I'm 46 large, people. So I have a ton of experience when it comes to growing money, investing, and so forth. All right. So please do your due diligence and do not fall for fraudsters, scammers. They our they are our enemies. All right. They are our enemies. All right. We work hard for our money and we're trying to grow and protect it. And so folks like that are our enemies. Okay. So do not let them deceive you. All right, so yeah, we're going to take a look at scheduled news, as I mentioned before previously in my pre-market preps. We're going to take a scheduled news that could potentially impact the market, either negatively or positively. And we use forexfactory.com. It's a free site. Free site. Anyone has access to it. And let me zoom in for those of you on TikTok. All right, coming into today, 7:30. Looks like we do have some orange folder news at 9 a.m. and red folder news at 10:05 p.m. We'll be long gone out of the market at that point, so we don't have to worry about the red folder news dropping at 10:05 p.m. today. But at 9 a.m., we'll take a look at the existing home sales. I seriously doubt that the existing home sales will have any impact on the stocks that we'll be trading or considering trading today. My primary focus is always Tesla, just like the NFL QB. That's my primary target. And then I have second and third options, such as the Mag 7 and other tech stocks, the semiconductors like NVIDIA, AMD. If you want to know how to find which stocks to trade, let me know in the chat, in the live chat, and I'll show you on this live session how to find those stocks. Okay. And it's pretty easy. Now let's see. Where do we sign up for the drawing? Okay, so all you have to do is just DM me. Let me do a quick reminder. I am doing a drawing for new traders, for newbies. If you're new to trading and you're interested in learning, you could be completely new. You don't have to have any experience whatsoever. I just started a drawing. I'm offering to the winner of the drawing anywhere between $300 up to as high as $1,000 to fund your brokerage account. Doesn't matter which brokerage account you decide to choose. You could choose Thinkorswim, Robinhood, Webull, or IBKR. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm offering that. You could sign up simply by DMing me and just saying, "Hey, I want to enter the drawing," and you will be automatically entered. You don't have to do anything else. The drawing will end the third week of August. So I'll provide those details to you when you DM me, and that's pretty much it. So I'll provide further details, once you DM me. But that's all you have to do is just DM me and say, "Hey, I want to sign up for the drawing, the investment drawing," and you're automatically enrolled. I'm gonna go live. I'll provide the details to everyone who signs up for the drawing. I'm going to go live and use a random number generator to select the winner. So this is there will be a winner, and but what I'll be looking for is once we announce the winner again, I'll walk the winner through setting up their brokerage account and funding the account so that they can begin to trade and grow their money. So you can start with as little as $100. So those who weren't told, weren't advised, you didn't have anyone of your in your sphere of influence to tell you that you could day trade stock options with as little as $100 and grow your money and earn on average anywhere between 3 to 7% on average. Okay, typically you'll do even more than that, but yeah, on average you can expect 3 to 7% on average. Okay, so yeah, all you have to do is DM me. The sweepstake, or it's not sweepstake, the drawing will end the third week of August. I'll provide all necessary details to all of those who participate. And we will go live and announce the winner. I'll use a random number generator to announce, to select the winner. And yeah, everything will be transparent. So yeah, and then we'll just follow the winner, and I'll continue to post updates on what the winner is doing. It'll be pretty exciting to let people see that you can, grow your money with as little as a couple of $100 and where they'll end up at the end of the year. So that's pretty cool and exciting. And I'm going to keep doing further drawings because I'm making money investing in stock options. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple to learn. It's not complicated. Take it from me, a software engineer with 10 years experience earning a six-figure salary. So yeah, this is not difficult for anybody to learn, and I'm 46 years large. All right. So anyway, yeah, sign up that way. All you have to do is DM me, and you're good to go. Any other questions before I proceed? Anyone? Let me scroll up just to make sure. If you're finding value in this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Let's see. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, cool. All right, so I'll go ahead and proceed. So yeah, this is the scheduled news. So we only have scheduled news coming in at 9 a.m. It's only existing home sales, so I don't expect that to impact the market at all. All right, or excuse me, the stocks that we're trading. I don't expect it to have any negative impact on the stocks that we'll be focusing on. So let's take a look at Tesla specific news. And to find it, we simply navigate to tradingview.com, which is also a free web application. You can check it out at tradingview.com on any browser on your mobile device or laptop, desktop. It doesn't matter. It's free. You don't even have to create an account. Okay, you don't even have to create an account. So I'm going to click on the news tab and we'll check out Tesla specific news. And what I do is I just quickly take a look at what news dropped recently within the last hour or so. And I just pretty much just peruse the headlines and see if anything sticks out. All right, so bear with me just a moment. Let me just kind of peruse through. Let's see. Chinese automakers gain ground in contract in European market. Data shows backseat driver throws GM into lower gear. Stocks. These stocks are moving the most today. Tesla is from Mars. GM is from Earth. Social buzz. TSX futures rise on U.S. Japan trade deal. Let's take a look at that. The S&P just did something. It's only done 50. We don't need that. Tesla settles lawsuit over Louisiana direct sales ban. Let's take a look at this real quick. This dropped 2 hours ago. Let's see. Tesla has reached a settlement with Louisiana officials and auto dealer groups, ending a years-long legal fight. So any type of legal news, significant news that could potentially make investors wary, or cautious, or even nervous enough to begin selling, selling off and waiting for the stock to begin to, after it drops, to begin to rebound and then reinvest at a lower price. It's the name of the game. Let's see. So, in a motion filed on Mondays. Okay, so that's cool. Let's take a look and see if there's anything else of interest. Tesla quarterly results. Remember, today is earnings. So let's take a look at when that's scheduled to drop here. Let's do a quick search. Mhm. Okay, so I don't see a time for the earnings schedule. Let me see if that should be one. Let's check the trading view really quick. Switch to the daily. Reset. Come over here. All right, so we don't have a time. So I don't know what time it's expecting to drop today. But I'll just keep refreshing periodically and just take a look and see what happens. What's being reported. Um, so yeah, we do have earnings today for Tesla. So if you are uh, considering trading Tesla today, keep that in mind. Typically, Tesla does move after earnings. Uh, Day one, day two mover. So which we expect either Thursday or Friday. So we'll just keep an eye out on the news as it drops. Okay. So let's take a look really quick to see if there's any further Tesla specific news that could either negatively or positively impact this session today. Now, I'm not expecting to trade Tesla today. I will be focusing on second and third options, such as either the semiconductors, Nvidia, AMD, and so forth, or the other tech stocks like Meta, Microsoft, Palantir, the ETFs, indexes, QQQ, SPY, and so on. So I'll take a look at those and see if the setup presents itself, and if so, then I'll take a look to enter a trade. If not, I'm okay not trading today, and I'll simply wait for tomorrow. That's part of the game. You don't have to trade every day. Be patient. For those who were on my live yesterday, I showed you guys how to. I did a mock trade. We were trading live, but with paper money. And I showed people how to. During that live, I showed people how to. Uh, during the we were using the breakout and retest strategy, and I showed everyone how to enter the trade, what to expect, what conditions to look for, and how to exit the trade, and then how to re-enter the trade if you miss the initial entry. Okay, so that secondary entry is pretty critical because you might miss it. But I warned everyone on the live: do not chase after price, because that could get you in trouble and you could lose a lot of money. Let's see. We did have some news that just dropped a minute ago. Market chatter: Tesla CEO Musk could return to politics. SpaceX documents say. Now see, this is the type of news that can move the stock today. SpaceX did not immediately reply to a request for comment. Mm, okay, so we need to keep an eye out on that today, tomorrow, for the rest of this week, and even next week as news continues to drop. All right. So with that said, I don't see anything else that we need to be concerned. $515 million bet on Musk, AI, and space. You already know about that. So again, keep in mind that uh, Tesla, all right, is transitioning. Elon is transitioning Tesla over to a tech company. Okay, so it's 90% currently. It's 90% automotive, EV, automotive, 10% energy. I mentioned that Tesla's building a huge battery plant over in China, and there will be other locations where Tesla will do that as well. But what Tesla's also doing is adding another arm to its business, which is AI. Okay, so it will be the application of AI plus AI data, both of which they can monetize. All right, so stay tuned for more. So don't just focus on the robo taxi service that Tesla just launched recently um, in June. So look at it this way, okay? Look at it beneath the surface. It's an application of AI, right? Because it's an AI driven service, okay? So they're going to accumulate a lot of data from that service alone. All right, so keep an eye out on that. All right, let's take a look at Tesla, and we'll talk about my strategy coming until today. Even though I'm not trading Tesla, what I'm going to demonstrate today will apply for any other stocks that I might be interested in trading today as well. So let's get into it. What are you doing? What is the annoying sound? Oh, what sound do you hear? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Simba, but I don't hear anything. Do you guys? Do other viewers hear anything else? I don't hear anything. Let me pause real quick and take a look at questions. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. What kind of what are you saying on? I don't understand your question. Yes, I hear something. It's gone now. Oh, you know what? It might have been like a lot of times. I just find myself like either what do you? I don't even know what you call them. Uh, I don't know if other people do this. Well, I know other people do this, but like either tap or like shake your leg, like kind of like tap your foot. So I kind of do that, at times often. I'm not even aware of it consciously. I just start doing it. But, so it might be that. I don't know. But yeah, so apologies about that. If that wow, that's pretty crazy that the volume that the phone can even pick up that sound. But yeah, I tap my foot. So that might have been what you guys were hearing. Apologies about that. So let me go ahead and jump into what I expect today, coming until today's open. All right. So let me switch to the 1 minute view. Again, this applies to any stock that I'm going to consider trading today. But since I focus on Tesla, I'm just going to demonstrate using Tesla today. Okay. Those of you who want to follow along, feel free to follow along. The web application that I'm on right now is tradingview.com. Tradingview.com is a free application, and you don't have to sign up for an account to follow along. Okay. I did provide the steps yesterday. So if you're interested in learning how to follow along, just DM me the and request for yesterday's replay, and I'll go ahead and share that with you. I've already shared it with a couple of people yesterday who found value in the live session yesterday. You are either sawing something or erasing a blackboard. Do you trade live? Yeah, Simba. Yeah, like I said, that's just a tick. I guess I don't want to call it a nervous tick because I don't feel nervous, but just something I unconsciously do, either like tapping my finger or like tapping my foot. So yeah, apologies again about that. Do I trade live? Yes, I trade live every day. I trade live every day with my mentor. I signed up. I paid $3,500. All right, $3,500 to join my mentor's mentorship program. Excuse me. And I joined his mentorship in April. Toward the end of April is when I was accepted into the mentorship program, and I have been doing phenomenal. He's a phenomenal teacher, very young too as well. He's only 24 years of age. He's a multimillionaire. He's been trading for the past 7 years. Crazy. He earned 70K last week. 70K last week, 75,000 the week before it. I've been showing people on the Discord. All right. I can't even mention other social media sites on live because TikTok live the AI will flag it and kick me off a live sometimes. But yeah, I've been demonstrating this, showing people on live his results every single day. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Can you stop? You still hear it? I'm not doing it now, but if I do, like I said, I'll pause periodically and take a look at the comment sections. But like I said, I'm not even consciously aware that I'm doing it, so it's not like something I'm intentionally doing. It's just like a tick. Um, I get excited when I'm excited about things or really anxious. I love day trading. I love making money. I love growing my money. I love seeing all of that. So I just get excited about things, and I might do like a finger tap or uh, toe tap, foot tap, something like that. But yeah, not doing it any intentionally. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys don't hear anything. Cool. All right. Any questions? Let me pause there and make sure there's no questions. Any questions before I proceed? I'm going to jump into it. I'll wait 30 seconds to see if anyone has any questions. Any questions? Any questions? If you have questions later, feel free to drop them in my DM and I will answer every single question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Um, don't think to yourself that it's a silly question, it's a dumb question, or a stupid question. There are no such questions. Okay, you're trying to learn, so ask as many questions as you feel necessary. Okay, I will answer every single question. All right, and if you need help navigating these applications, let me know because I am very, very tech savvy. I was working as a software engineer for the past 10 years. I have every device: Android, Apple, tablet, laptop, mobile device, smartphones. So it doesn't matter. I can help you through. I can step you through either um, any application. Okay, so don't fret. Don't worry. I can get you unblocked. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and here to learn. Good, great, 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 great. I appreciate that. Thank you for everyone who's here to learn. Remember, for those of you who just joined, I am doing a drawing for newbies, okay? Those who are interested in learning how to grow their money and and you guys that want to get started day trading, stock options, I am doing a drawing. I'm offering to the winner between $300 up to $1,000 to fund your brokerage account. Doesn't matter what brokerage account you decide to choose. It could be Webull, it could be Robinhood, it could be IBKR, it could be Thinkorswim. Doesn't matter. There's no restrictions on that. The drawing will end the third week of August, and you will get all the details in the DM. To enter, all you have to do is DM and say you're interested in participating in the drawing. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to like, subscribe, or follow. None of that is necessary. All right. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is DM me and say you're interested in participating. And we're going to go live to announce the winner. I'm going to use a random number generator, a free application online. We'll just pick a free application. It's a random number generator that you can find online. And then we'll select the winner, and then we'll follow the winner journey. I'll continue to provide updates in each of my live sessions, okay, when I do a trade recap. All right, so if you're interested in that, feel free to DM me. Just let me know that you're interested in participating in the drawing. Okay. Let's see. Lucid, 100% return in 30. Great. Awesome. Nice job. Nice job, Oslo. Let's see. Any other questions? All right, cool. So let me go ahead and jump in. All right. So looking at Tesla again, remember this demonstration applies to any stock. I'm just using Tesla as an example because my primary focus is Tesla. All right, so what we do coming into today is we take a look at what the stock is doing in the pre-market. That's the yellow shaded area here. This is the pre-market. The pre-market starts at 3 a.m. Central, 4 a.m. Eastern. Okay. It ends at 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Central, or excuse me, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay. The blue shaded area is the post market. Okay. That's when the official session ends. There's still trading going on within these two sessions. Us common folks may not have access to that. These are your institutions and so forth, the big wigs, all right, the big companies. These are the ones that are moving the stock. Do not deceive yourself and believe that the stock market has some sort of vendetta against you when you're trading, and you, even if you were losing trades before previously, it does not. It doesn't. It's not concerned with our tiny entries. Okay, the market moves when significant buyers and sellers move it. All right, those are the big organizations and institutions and businesses that are buying large amounts of options. Okay. But yeah, so this is the shaded area for the post market, the blue here, and this is the shaded area for the pre market. All right, so coming into the pre market, you can see we're still doing a little bit of consolidation. If we box, let me enable my drawing tools here. If we box this activity in here, you can see we're just in range. We're just consolidating within range. So not too much activity. I don't expect too much coming until today for Tesla. But here's what could happen. I didn't expect this upward momentum yesterday either. I expected much uh, more consolidation like we did the day prior, but we did have a mover yesterday, and that was pretty cool. I was up quickly, $150, and I was explaining to folks on my live yesterday. But if you stay too long, you can lose that profit. You can lose that gain just as fast. Okay, I was up quickly, 150. I decided to stay in a little bit longer, and I walked away with a net gain of $26. All right, look at it this way: green is better than red, right? All right, so coming into today, what we do when using the simple breakout and retest strategy, we draw out key levels. I'm not going to go in detail about how to draw key levels within this live session, but if you are interested in learning about how to draw key levels, DM me and I will do one of the following. I'll schedule a live to discuss that specifically and demonstrate it, or I'll just go ahead and record a video and walk you through the steps slowly so you can learn at your own pace. So those of you who may be interested, just DM me and let me know. All right, but we draw out these key levels. That's what's represented here. This is the pre-market high. This is the pre-market low. Uh, the next key levels that I have here is the previous day high and the previous day low. Okay. You can easily draw those just by marking out where the stock, the highest point of the stock in the pre market, and the lowest point of the stock in the pre market for the pre market high and low. And you can do the same, rinse and repeat for the previous day high and the previous day low. So that's how you draw those levels. I wrote a script to do this for me automatically because it helps me save time. So it'll draw out these key levels for me. If you want this script, I'll be happy to share it with you. I will send you the code. Okay. I will send you the code if you want this script. Let's see. All right. So, what I would be expecting or looking for coming into today, since we are closer to the pre market low, what we want to do is check the reaction off of these key levels. All right, off of these two key levels, the pre-market high and pre-market low are in play since that's where we are in range. All right, previous day high and the previous day low are not in range, so we can ignore those for now. All right, so what we would do when the market opens is check the reaction off of the pre-market low. All right, buyers could, what we want to see is, will buyers maintain this level? Will we hold for continuation or push up toward the upside, toward the pre-market high, or will sellers step in aggressively and push the stock low, all right, towards the previous day low? So that's what we'll be checking for in the open. So here's what could happen if at the open we could see some consolidation right at the open, right, and then we might slowly throughout the day, uh, make our way towards the pre-market low. Again, we'll check to see the reaction off of this level. Will buyers step in or will sellers step in? If buyers step in, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for an aggressive bullish candle to serve as confirmation that buyers are stepping in. I did talk about this yesterday and I showed what that type of candle would look like. But for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to keep this explanation simple. If buyers step in, we're looking for a confirmation that buyers are stepping in. So you'll see a significant long bullish green candle. Okay. This is the area we would look to enter a position. And where would we look to exit? Well, high of day. If the stock is consolidating even at the open, whatever the high point is before we react off of this level, before buyers step in aggressively, this would be considered the high of day. And so we would take the stock simply towards high of day and we will look to exit our position. All right. So if you only have one contract, you would definitely exit here. If you buy multiple contracts, then you can scale out. So for example, if you bought two contracts, you could scale out of one at this point, and then you can wait to scale out of the second if continuation occurs, right? If buyers continue to push the price higher, you can scale out of the second contract at this point here. All right. But if you only buy one contract, you're going to look to scale out or exit your position completely at high of day. Anything if you stay in longer than that, then you are running the risk of losing your gains. Okay. Remember, how do you know when to get out? How do you know when to get out? You could use these levels as an example that I just marked out here. But this is not the only thing you want to use to determine when to exit your position. You should have your goals predetermined. And what goal would that look like? Well, for me, it's 3 to 7%. How did I come up with that number? Very simple. I took a look at what my financial institutions offer, right? So what does your financial your financial institution offers you for your savings account, for your checking account, for a high yield savings account, for a CD, which is a certificate of deposit. Typically, you'll get anywhere between like 1 to 3, maybe 4%, depending on the instrument, the financial instrument your financial institution offers. Okay. But that's how I came up with that number. I want a number greater than those because what's going to happen that's distinct from what your financial institution will offer is compounding. All right. You may not get compounding with your financial institution the way you will with trading stock options. Okay. So, for example, if we took an initial investment of $100. Okay, I'm going to keep the numbers nice and even and keep the explanation simple so everyone can follow. If we had an initial investment of $100, and at this point when we exit the trade, our target was 3 to 7%, but let's assume we made a little bit more. We made 10%, right? So 10% of 100 is what? $10, right? So now we're up 110. The $100 initial investment plus the gain of $10. All right. So we made 10% the initial trade, that first trade. Well, what happens tomorrow if we earn 10%, 7 to 10% on the 100 plus the gain? Is it the same as it was the previous day? No, that's compounding. We're going to earn 10% on the 110, not the 100. We're going to earn 10% on the 110. Okay, so we're going to get $11, right? $11. All right, so that's how compounding works. And you just rinse and repeat. And this is how you're going to grow your money significantly. And you guys will see, I'm telling you, you're going to be super excited when you see as you start to grow your brokerage account. You can start with as little as $100. And as you start to grow and start playing with the house's money, you can begin to scale, which means you're going to be able to buy more contracts. Okay. And I just mentioned if you buy multiple contracts, you could take advantage of what's described as scaling, scaling, scaling. All right. Those trailing contracts will begin to grow exponentially in value. I can't wait for you all to see this. This is an amazing thing to observe, okay? And when you see it, this is the one thing that might cause you to be addicted to growing your money, okay? And you're going to be sharing this with everybody, although everyone may not get it or believe you, because for whatever reason, people think when you make money in the stock market, it's a scam. When you say, yo, I just made $500 today, I just made $300 today, and especially if you consistently do that, they're going to be like, yeah, right. How do you do that? And then when you tell them how easy it is, they still won't believe you. So it's an oxymoron, right? But yeah, they still won't believe you. But when you see it for yourself, when you experience this personally, you're going to be super, super excited. Okay. So yeah, you'll get a chance to take advantage of scaling. That's the key, right? Staying in, taking advantage of the trend, uh, gaining more profit. And so you're really going to be excited when you experience that personally. All right. So, with that said, let's take a look here. Here's the next thing that could happen if sellers step in aggressively, right? If they push the stock price down, right? Does it matter to us? No, we don't care. As a options trader, we do not care. All right. We make money in either direction when the stock goes up or if the stock goes down. Okay. We make money in either direction. Well, what happens? What does the strategy still? Does the breakout and retest strategy work the same if sellers push the stock lower? Yes, we rinse and repeat the same thing. It's just inverted. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to draw an example here. If we open, again, we're checking the reaction off the pre-market low because this is currently where the stock is positioned. So let's assume sellers step in aggressively. They're pushing the stock price lower gradually. All right. For those of you who just joined, if you have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the live chat. I will get to every single question to be certain to get your questions answered. If you don't want me to miss it, just feel free to DM me any and all of your questions. If you feel embarrassed about asking your question in the live chat, no worries. DM me your questions. Don't be afraid to ask as many as you want or as you feel necessary. I will answer all of them. Okay, there is no such thing as a silly or stupid or dumb question. Okay, you're trying to learn. For those of you who are trying to learn, but if sellers step in, continuing back to the point, if sellers step in and push the stock price lower, what are we looking for? Well, remember the strategy is a breakout and retest. This is our key level, so we want to see will sellers hold this zone? Okay, so if the stock pulls back toward this key level here. It doesn't have to be exact. I want to point that out. Okay. This pullback does not have to reach exactly to this point. It can come near, at, or even break slightly above. Okay. Consider this a zone. And I typically give it like a dollar. Okay. A dollar above, a dollar below. It's a pricing zone. But you'll hear referred to in other videos that you might see on social media as a key level. Okay. And the key level is just simply a pricing zone. All right. So if buyers push the stock back towards this key level, we'll be checking for the reaction to see if sellers will hold this key level and not let the price break too far above this key level. Okay. And if sellers maintain this level, we'll be looking for continuation towards where? Low of day. Remember, in the previous example demonstration, we were looking at high of day. Okay. But in this scenario, we're looking for low of day. This is the lowest point that the stock has reached during the open session. After it opens, remember it opens at 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So after the open, we reached this point. Buyers began to fight back, pushing the stock price up again. Sellers were looking to see if sellers will hold this zone to see if they will continue to push for continuation toward the downside. Okay. Well, We're looking for the same thing we were looking for, but inverted. We're looking for confirmation that sellers are stepping in aggressively. So we're looking for weak price action. Uh, if you guys want to know what those type of candles look like, let me know, and I'll provide an example of what those look like. But for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to keep this explanation simple and just say we're looking for confirmation that sellers are stepping in. We'll see like a long bearish red candle, depending on what color scheme you're using for the down close candles to represent the sellers. I use purple, which represents loyalty. I do not like to see red. All right. It's just a psychology thing, mental thing, right? For me, I just don't want to see red on my chart. Everything is a win. All right. Because I make money in either direction, right? So purple represents royalty. Green represents that moolah, that grok, that broccoli, that green, that paper. All right. So if sellers do step in, holding and maintaining this key level, great. What are we looking for? To exit our position. If we only bought one contract, we're going to look to exit at low of day. Okay. And again, keep this in mind. We do not have to wait until this your the stock reaches this line exactly. It does not have to be exact. It does not have to be exact. Sometimes it might quickly wick to this point and snap back. All right. So you don't need to wait. As long as you see an aggressive candle, bearish candle forming and pushing toward that level, that's when you can exit your one contract. Okay. As soon as you see it pushing towards this level, it'll look something like this. I'm going to draw lines to demonstrate this point. Okay. The candles are forming. These are down close candles. This represents sellers stepping in and they're pushing the stock price lower, right? As soon as you see this next candle form, as it's drawn, as it's being developed, right, pushing towards this low of day point, that's when you can begin to get ready to end or exit your trade. You can exit your trade as long as you reached your target, right? Remember, our target is predetermined. We're not guessing. Okay, we're not gambling. And there's a misconception about trading, that this is gambling. That's from people that don't know better. This is no way near gambling. Gambling is playing the lotto. All right, the odds are stacked against you. This is math, people, and you can make money without even knowing, or excuse me, being great at math. Okay. But this is all about probability, patterns. That's what the strategy is. There are many strategies that you can learn. And also, there's a lot to learn when it comes to day trading stock options, or investing in general. But let me tell you this, you do not need to learn A through Z before you become profitable and learn how to grow your investment. You know what you need? You only need point A. Okay. And I personally will be sharing with everyone who is interested the fundamentals of what you need to grow, to begin growing your money. And you can start with as little as $100. Okay. And don't let anyone deceive you and tell you otherwise, because that's cap. All right. That's a lie. It's false. I have the evidence noted in my journal. I've been doing this for the past 3 months. So I can show you the proof and I can walk you through the steps and I can help you begin to learn how to grow your money as well. So I'm up 7.9K, 7.9K, right? So, and I've been trading the cheaper contracts. I wanted to test this out for myself. Look at the price of these contracts. Okay. Look at the price of these contracts. $53. Now you can see the quantity. I'm buying multiple contracts because I'm focusing on scaling. But you can see the amount, the entry column there when you see $53. That's the cost of one contract. Okay, you just multiply that by 10, and that's why you can see the entry total column, which is this column here. You can see that, multiply that by 10 and you get 530. That's how you can start taking advantage of scaling. I appreciate the likes, everyone. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the follows. If you find value in this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Don't be afraid to ask questions, people. If you are shy about asking your question in the public forum, in the live chat, feel free to DM me all of the questions you have that you feel are necessary for you to learn and grasp the concept. Okay. Tesla advanced by 0.2% pre-bail after a 1.1% increase from Tuesday's session. Yep. Yep. So you can see it's still just kind of consolidating and within range in the pre-market right after the close, right? We did have a pullback, nice pullback, but we're still trending up, right, from the lowest point, the previous day low, as you can see here. So yeah, definitely. But we're just kind of in range right now. We retested this key level here. You can see this was where we broke above. So this is a key level point of resistance. And you can see we kind of broke above that this point here. So it's looking good, but like I said, we're waiting for the earnings report. So we'll see how that turns out. Let's see. All right, so yeah, we're talking about scaling. So you don't have to wait. Remember, our goal is predetermined. So my goal is personally is 3 to 7%. As you can see in my journal, obviously I'm making much more than that on average. You can see the return column here. Okay, so I'm making, let me blow this up for those of you on TikTok so you can see this more clearly. 18%, 18, 14, 9, 11, 4, 24. The reason why you might see these types of percentages because I'm also taking advantage of scaling, as I mentioned. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. But for your one contract, you can make these numbers as also. Okay, you can experience these types of return percentages as well. 9%, almost 10, 7, 8, and so on. But you pick a goal. Those of you who just joined, the way you pick that number, I didn't just pull that number out of thin air. I took a look at what my financial institution offers for its financial instruments, such as CDs, high yield savings account, your typical or standard savings account. What's the APR? What's the interest rate that they offer on those products? Okay, and so I wanted to start with a number that's higher than that. Did you guys know that if you were to earn $300 a day, just $300 a day, you'd be making a six-figure salary? For the year. So think about that. When we talk about 3 to 7%, it may sound like just a little bit, okay? But those of you who already understand how money works and how to grow it, you already know how significant this is, especially with investing in stock options. You begin to take advantage of compounding because you have the initial investment. You start with an initial investment. It's like that snowball effect, right? Down the hill, it begins to pick up momentum as it rolls downhill. Okay, and it forms a bigger snowball. Well, that's how compounding works when we invest in stock options. Okay, and growing your money is very easy to do when investing in stock options. And guess what? You don't have to day trade to take advantage of this opportunity. You could take, you could trade longer term positions. You could trade once every week or once every month and still let your money grow that 3 to 7% or whatever number you decide to pick. Mine was based on what I saw from financial institutions. So I picked a number that's greater than those. And so, yeah, 3 to 7%, you'll start taking advantage of compounding with the initial investment. $100, you can start with as little as $100. Okay. And then you earn, let's say 3, 7, 10%. That becomes 110. You reinvest, rinse and repeat next day or next week or next month, whenever you decide to do it, whatever your rate of trading will be. That's fine. It's up to you. But whenever you reinvest, same thing. You earn 10% on that initial investment plus the gain, and you rinse and repeat, and it keeps compounding. Every time you do that, and every time you experience a green trade and make that 10% or 7%, you're now compounding the initial investment, and it's going to begin to grow exponentially. And you'll see how that works. In fact, I think I'm going to do a live just talking about the details of that and showing that in the live session, so you guys can see that. But you don't have to wait until the candle reaches the low of day exactly. Don't wait. All right. See profit, take profit. The moment you reach your target, whatever that target is, whether it's a dollar amount or a percentage, soon as you reach at or near it, look to take profit. Okay. If you only got one contract, exit your position. Okay. All right. So that's what I'll be looking for coming until today. Let me clean this chart up. Now we could there is a possibility we could start out really heavy. I mean, sellers are just selling because news dropped. Elon tweeted. We saw the news that just dropped not too long ago about there's market chatter that Elon could return to politics. So we need to ta we need to be cautious about that, because that could cause sellers to get very, very nervous, and you can see an aggressive sell-off right at the open. Okay, you can see it right at the open, and we could reach towards the previous day low of 321.55. So that could happen as well. Same thing, same rule applies. Now, this is Tesla. For those who just joined, obviously this is Tesla, but what I'm demonstrating here applies to every stock. Every stock, okay? Every stock. If you're trading stock options, okay? You can apply this strategy to any stock, all right? So if we see this, if there's an aggressive sell-off, right? Sellers are just selling off the stock and we reach towards the previous day low. What are we looking for? We're looking to see if buyers are going to hold this key level. Remember, all we're doing is drawing key levels, and to draw key levels, all you do is look left of the chart. Okay, you can see where the low points were, where the high points were. You switch to the higher time frames. For simplicity's sake, I'm not going to go into detail, but you just look left, you navigate to the higher time frames. You navigate to the higher time frames up here above. You see the 1M, 5M, and so forth, 1H, 4H, D, W, and M. Those represent the higher time frames. And from right to left, the M is month, W is week, day is daily. Each candle, what happens is each candle will represent the time frame that you select. So if it's a daily chart, for example, each candle on that chart will represent a duration of 24 hours, each candle. So obviously I'm on the 1 minute chart, and each candle on this chart or time frame is 60 seconds. 60 seconds. All right. So keep that in mind. You just look left and check the previous highs and lows. That's it. It's simple. All right. It's not rocket science. This is not complicated. If you need further explanation, DM me and I'll be happy to go over this step by step slowly, or create a video walking you through it step by step so you can learn at your own pace. Just DM me if you want that. Something is rubbing against the mic. Let me make sure. Apologies, everyone. That user handle is crazy though. Yo, that's wild. That's wild. Creative, creative. Um, let's see. Let me know if you still hear it. Is it quiet now? Hopefully, it's quiet. I have a this tick. It's not like a nervous tick. I just, when I'm anxious or excited, I like either tap, or tap my foot, tap my fingers, or tap my foot, and I do it unconsciously. And I have to just guys, if you hear that, just guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to use the masculine form. I want to be respectful, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear me do that, just call it out. And as soon as I take a peek at the live chat, that'll be my reminder to stop, right? To stop it. Oh, that's what's making that sound. LOL, no worries. Yeah, yeah. I apologize about that. I apologize. So yeah, getting back to the point, you just look left, check the previous day highs and lows. Hey, for everyone that's anyone that's for those of you who are requesting to join as a co-host, before you send a request, can you uh, leave a live chat, comment in the live chat your purpose for wanting to join? Because in the past, people will join, they will join unmuted. There will be a lot of noise in the background, and that's very distracting for people who are trying to learn. And I don't want to do that. So if you want to join, if you have experience as a day trader and you want to share your knowledge, I don't mind those joining as a co host. If you have questions and you feel more comfortable asking verbally versus typing it in the chat, I will let you join as a co-host and you can ask your question verbally, because it's probably going to be a question others have in their mind as well. So yeah, I can do that. But yeah, just let me know why you want to join the as a co-host before I let you join, because I don't want people who are trying to learn to be distracted with all kinds of background noises and such. All right. So, with that said, that's what I'll be looking for coming until today. We rinse and repeat the same thing. Just to do a quick recap, we check the reaction once we have our key levels drawn out. This is the pre market high, this is the pre market low, for example. We also have noted here the previous day high and the previous day low. These are out of range right now because here's where the stock is ranging currently. So, these two key levels are in play. We're ignoring these two key levels for now. This last demonstration was just simply me making viewers aware that this is one possibility, that because of the news that just dropped about Elon considering jumping back into politics, this could cause sellers to get nervous. They could get weary. They could get antsy and they could decide to sell off. Remember, earnings is today as well. So to hear that type of news before earnings, oh man, that's crazy. We could see an aggressive sell off right at the open. Okay. And that could push the stock potentially towards the previous day low. We really don't want it to drop below the previous day low. Why? Because then we're breaking market structure. And we just made this upward climb just yesterday. If I switch to a higher time frame, you'll see what I'm talking about. So look, we're on an uptrend. We're on an uptrend. If we break below the previous day, if I switch to the daily chart and zoom over here, these candles, these candles represent the previous day, right? Previous days, plural. So this is Tuesday. If we drop below this, we will begin to break market structure, right? It's okay to retest the previous day low, but if we break below the previous day low, we'll begin to break market structure. We want to keep this trend, right? It's okay to have these pullbacks as you see represented by these purple down close candles. That's healthy. Okay, we expect pullbacks. That's healthy. That's a healthy upward trend. There will be pullbacks. We expect that to occur, but we don't want it to break market structure. All right. If we're in a position, we don't care if we're not in a position, but if we're in a position, let's say here, we don't want it to fall all the way back towards our point of entry. We don't want that. Um, Not after we've had upward momentum. We don't want that. It's okay for that to happen after we entered. Then we might have like a little bit of upward momentum. Then we might have a retest back to this level, might fall slightly below our entry, and that's fine too. That's expected. That happens. But yeah, we just don't want it to break below um, the break market structure. All right, so back to the 1 minute chart. Let me come here. But yeah, what will we be expecting if we do see this aggressive sell off? Same thing as we were expecting when we checked the reaction off the pre market low. Is will buyers step in aggressively and push the stock price back up towards the pre market low, or will sellers continue to push the stock lower? If buyers step in aggressively, then we'll look for that sign. We'll see a long green bullish candle, right? Or we might see multiple green bullish candles in sequential order, right? Now, if that happens, we could look to take a position here. And where will we look to exit? Well, you need to have your predetermined target or goal set before you enter the position. You need to have a number, a dollar amount in mind. It's good to have a number or a dollar amount in mind before you enter a position, because otherwise you're just kind of willy nilly um, guessing like, oh, okay, well, should I stay in? Should I stay out? No, you need to have that predetermined before you enter a position. So let's assume your 3 to 5% is this level here. Well, you're going to take the trend towards that level. Doesn't need to be exact. We just need to reach near that level. So you have a range, 3 to 7%. That's a number that I use. You would have to select your own target. You could use 3 to 7%. Feel free to use that. Um, but this is where you would be looking to exit your position. Okay. You could stay in longer, but if you do, you're running the risk of losing your gains, because what could happen, I showed this in the live yesterday. We were trading live, um, doing a mock trade, and the candle quickly snapped. And I talked about this. I said, look, guys, we took our profit here. We had our target set predetermined before we entered the position, and we made our money. We made our money. We made $30. We made $30 in how long? We made $30 in 4 minutes. So come on. Do you make $30 an hour on your 9 to 5? Okay, so that's good. Okay, we made $30 in 4 minutes. All right. So think about not just how much the percentage return, but also the time that it takes to get these types of gains. It's very quick, very quick. But what happened? Well, the stock continued to trend up. And I was like, yeah, so what might happen? You might experience this, what's called or described as fear of missing out, and be pretty disappointed or frustrated that you didn't capture those gains as well. And I said, don't think about it that way, because a reversal could also happen. All right. And if that happens, it could happen quickly. It can happen quickly. It could be one candle that could wipe out everything that you gained. Okay. And so you don't want to wait. The rule or the mantra is see profit, take profit. Whatever your target goal is, once you reach it, take your profit, get out, rinse and repeat. All right. So yeah, that could happen, and it did happen yesterday. So I was glad it did, so all the viewers could see that live and in action. All right. So, but that's when we'll be looking to exit. We'll have our target in mind, because the pre-market low is far away, so it's no guarantee that we'll make it to this point. But if you're looking for a sniper opportunity, that means a quick 1 or 2 candles, 1 to 3, maybe 5 candles, 1 to 5 minutes, we're in and out. All right. And so once you achieve your goal, you're done. All right, you're done. And then look to evaluate your trade, log it in your journal. Let me show you all quickly. This is a free journal, by the way. Stonkjournal.com. You can go to stonkjournal.com if you're interested. This is what I use. It's free. It's free. All right. Just as a reminder, I do have to state this periodically for to avoid getting kicked off of live or flagged by the TikTok AI bot. Is I'm not a financial advisor. I am not offering financial advice. I do have experience. I'm 46 years of age. Okay, I'm 46 large, people. So I do have quite a bit of experience, and that's what I'm sharing. Okay, I'm really good at money. Okay, I'm really good at managing money and growing money. All right, I was homeless 3 times in my life. All right, so I know I have assets now, and I have financial freedom. I have time freedom. Okay, I haven't reached the financial freedom point that I want to be, but I'm on my way. I'm on my way. So I expect to be reach that point by 55. So I do have to state that, so I don't get flagged, because TikTok AI keeps flagging me. Then I have to go through the process of appealing, and then they say, "Oh, we're sorry," and then they restore my privileges. But yeah, so you can use this journal, Stunk Journal. It's a free journal, stonkjournal.com. Record your results. Let me show you. For those who are interested, I'll just do a quick demonstration here. What you could do in this journal is record your entry points. All right, so you can see when you got in, so you can reevaluate, take a look at the chart. You could take a screenshot and paste it in there as well. But you can record when you got in, when you got out, right? And you can provide other details as well. So you could record the symbol that you traded, whatever your target was, and stop loss that you established. You can record the amount. There's fees for trading on the brokerage platform. Some people don't record this. I do, because I track every penny. All right, I track every penny. But in the journal tab, you just click on the journal tab. You can add tags. All right, you can add tags, different tags. So what I did was added a tag for trades when I trade live with my mentor. So I want to make those distinct from when I take trades by myself. This is his social media handle, Scarface. His real name is Tony. Then the ticker, and this is a 0.20 delta test. So I've been testing these cheaper contracts, which are the lower delta contracts that you don't see traders talk about typically. And I was curious, do they make money? These are the cheaper contracts. So now that I've discovered that you can make money, significant money with these cheaper contracts, I'm trying to share this information with anyone who's interested, because the misconception is that, hey, it's too expensive to trade. A lot of people are saying, well, I can't even buy Tesla because the contracts are too expensive. Well, that's not true. Okay, because I've tested this for the past 3 months. There are cheaper contracts available and they make money as well. So I'm up to 7.9K within the past 3 months just trading cheaper contracts. So I'm able to trade larger contracts, just as a FYI. So um, don't get me wrong. I typically trade the 10K to 50K positions, but for the past 3 months, I've been doing this test. All right. So this 7.9K that you see here recorded in the journal is just from cheaper contracts. Okay. So you can start with as little as $100 and begin growing your investment. All right. So don't let anyone tell you different. All right. So I record just some notes, some tags that I can filter later by. And you can record some notes in here. You could talk about the trade. Like, I typically take a screenshot of the candle that I entered on and the candle that where I exited the position. Okay. Because I just need that visual reminder, but I do record text notes as well. So but let me show you guys this one last thing here. When you're, hopefully you all can see this. Let me zoom in. If I click on this filter, this is where it will give you the option to start typing tags, and then it will filter the view based on the tags that you added to your stock entry, your journal entries. Okay, so if there's something specific you want to keep track of, it will begin to filter the entire view based on that tag. So that's one way to organize your journal entries, is to tag them. Okay, but at the very least, just put your notes in here. Put your notes in here, especially for both trades. Don't just be biased towards, the losing trades. Also talk about what you did well for the green trades. This is a green trade, and I'm also noting uh, what I did well and what I did poorly. Okay, so textbook, just as an example, this is one of my entries. Textbook break and retest. Tony, which is my mentor, entered near the top of the bullish candle and held through pullback and wick slightly below candle entry. I waited to enter after that pullback near the lower risk entry zone. That's critical because he'll sit through those pullbacks, and that's a lot of money. I don't do that. I'm like, I'm doing a test, and I want to be able to demonstrate, hey, there, you can wait for a greater pullback. You might miss it. There is a chance for you to miss your entry, because the stock could continue to just push upward. But it's better. It saves you more money if you wait for the pullback to get near the lower risk entry zone. So my net gain was as high as 460. So I note that as well. Like, what's the highest gain that I reached within this trade position? So I note that as well. And then whatever my final net gain was for that trade, and the final net gain was $405 after fees, 395, with a gain or return rate of 18%. So note that information. You can do that as well as put your screenshot in there. The screenshot is in there well is also. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And you can reflect on any of your trades. If you start to have a losing streak, then you can go back to your win streaks and you can take a look and see, what was I doing? What did I change something? Maybe you forgot something, you were getting distracted. Anything could happen, but you have these notes that you can refer back to and reference at any point to get you back on track. All right, so do you all have any questions before I wrap up this live? The market is going to open at 8:30. So in 15, 14 minutes it's going to open. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to end this live and get ready for the live open session. I'm going to join my mentor's Zoom session. I will record the live session though. I will record it. I won't go live during the live session while I'm focusing on trading, but I will record it and then I'll do a trade recap and talk about it. Okay, so if you're interested in that, just stay tuned. Also, a reminder: I'm holding a drawing for newbies, for new traders out there. All right, you do not have to be knowledgeable. You could be a complete newbie. All right, I'm holding a drawing up, and I'm offering to the winner $300 up to $1,000 to get you started day trading stock options to fund your brokerage account with 300 up to as high as $1,000 um, to get you started. Okay, so you can begin to grow your money, right, and take advantage of this opportunity. Now, I will announce the winner live. We will go live and announce the winner. What I'm going to use is a free online number generator. So it will be live, completely transparent. So um, so the winner, once the winner is announced, then I'll keep you all updated with their results for the entire year. And I'm going to do this several times this year. So I might do it. I don't know how many times, but I'm going to keep doing it because I want people to have this opportunity. I want people to know that this is real, that this is real. Like you're going to get, you're going to grow your money and it's real. Like you're going to be excited and happy you did to develop this skill and to know that you are confident that you could jump in the market at any time and get you at minimum $100 or so or more, right? And you don't have to default or settle for those high interest loans or payday loans or title loans or anything like that. Okay. And put your, assets or whatever you might have at risk. Okay. So you don't have to do that. You can jump into the market at any moment with this skill, grab you a couple of $100 or a couple of dollars. Say you want to eat out for the weekend. You know what I did these past couple of weekends? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to spend any money. I'm going to jump into the market and here's how much I want. So I'm like, I want to spend $300 this weekend. So you know what I did? I set my target for that particular trade for 300. As soon as I got close to it, I exited at like 275 and I spent the whole weekend eating out. All right. So I don't spend the money that I have currently. I set a target and I jump into the market. I get that amount and then I go spend it. All right. That's money management. All right. So yeah, it feels good. It feels good, people. It really does. So I'm holding that drawing for the newbies. Again, just to recap, how do you enter? All you have to do is DM me. All you have to do is DM me and say, I'm interested in participating in the drawing. Okay. I'll provide all the details. I'll let you know when we're going to go live. The drawing will end third week of August. Okay. So I will provide that right now. The drawing ends third week of August. So if you're interested in participating, DM me. And all you have to say is, I'm interested in participating in the drawing. You don't have to do anything else. I'm never going to ask you guys to subscribe, pay money. If someone pretends to be me doing that, it's false. It's cap. It's a fake. All right, because I don't need you guys' money. I will never ask you for your money. I'm here to share everything that I've been learning about money, finance with you for free. No gatekeeping. So I'm not going to ask you to do anything. It will never be a transactional situation between you and I. Okay. This is free. I'm paying it forward. When I learn something, I like to pay it forward. All right. Because I want other people to be where I'm at. All right. So I will provide those details. We'll go live. We'll announce the winner and do that. But I'll provide greater detail. And if you have questions, just let me know. You can just ask your questions in the DM as well. Let's see. What am I missing? I got 5 more minutes. Let me see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I go live. I talk about the pre-market prep. I go live every day, Monday through Friday, um, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. Let's see. Um I go live with my mentor every Friday, people, every Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So for those of you who are interested in watching my mentor trade the simple breakout and retest strategy live and in action, it's phenomenal. He's a young guy. He's only 24. He's been trading for 7 years. He's a multi-millionaire, and it's amazing to watch him trade live. Okay, just his level of patience, his level of maturity, his ability to articulate and use simple language. Okay, this is I took the time. Peep this, all right? Please note this in your mind. Take this mental note. I took the time. I took 1 year to find a great mentor. I don't play when it comes to doing research and due diligence. All right. You will never hear me share any kind of information. I do my homework. If I do share something that I haven't researched, I'm going to note that. I'm going to highlight that and say, hey guys, I haven't researched this yet, but here's what I found that could potentially be a good resource. But I took a year to find a good mentor. All right. Someone who knows what they're doing. And this guy is phenomenal. I don't care about age. Age ain't nothing but a number. What's important is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And this young man has it. And he uses simple language, and I love it, man. I love it. And I've learned a you guys have to see for yourself. I'm not going to spend all day explaining it, but you can see for yourself on Fridays. Every Friday, I go live 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, if you want the replay for this pre-market prep, just DM me and request it, and I'll share the link with you as soon as TikTok makes it available for me to share. Let me do a quick check to see any penny stock. No, I don't trade penny stocks. Just let me show you really quick what I do. I just focus on the Mag 7 semiconductors, tech stocks. I can go to SPY. So those of you who might be interested, I'm in tradingview.com. It's a free app. You don't even have to create an account to use it. I click on holdings for SPY. You want the ETF, SPY S&P 500 ETF Trust. Click on the holdings tab, and you can see the list of 503 holdings. NVIDIA, Microsoft, and so forth. Apple, Amazon, Meta. These are the stocks that I focus on. So I haven't traded penny stocks, but if you have experience, Oslo, I would be happy to let you share your experience. Don't be afraid to share what you're learning. We could work together. We can network together. And if there's some edge that you've discovered trading penny stocks, let me know and let the community know, and we can discuss that. Um, got any you like? Yeah. So I primarily focus on. If that is in the context of your penny stock question, no, I don't have any. But tech stocks, my primary focus is Tesla. Tesla, and my secondary is the Mag 7 or semiconductors, Nvidia, AMD, and so forth. Let me see, make sure I don't miss anyone's questions. I'm here to learn. Nice, Waymo Sport. Those of you who are interested, if you found value in this live, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Follow for more. But don't follow me if you're not interested in money management tips, because I post a lot of those tips. I don't want you to feel like I'm spamming you. I post a lot of those tips. If you're not interested in those tips and you just want information only, just DM me any question. I'll answer any question and I'll share any insight. I'll create videos, whatever you all need. All right. I'm happy to provide. So you don't, I will never require anyone to follow or like for any information or ask you to subscribe or pay money. That's not me. All right. So I've been homeless several times, 3 times total. Okay. I know what it's like to struggle, and I'm afraid for people in this economy. Okay. Remember the pandemic. All right. It was crazy. All right. So I'm going to get ready to drop off, but I'm afraid for people, and I want people to learn how to grow their money so they can start having developing or growing the nest egg that they can feel comfortable and confident as prices continue to rise in this current economy. Okay. So let me do a quick check to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna end the live here. I'm gonna drop the mic right here. It's your man Ace. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the support. All of you who decided to follow. I I go live every day for the pre-market prep. Remember, at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. Okay. All right. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. Till tomorrow. All right. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Later.